Welcome to the Femalepreneur Coach podcast. I am your host, Rebecca Barr. I am a transformational mindset and business coach and six-figure award-winning female entrepreneur. Ladies, I'm here to tell you that business and making money doesn't have to be hard when you're in alignment and flow. Inside this podcast, I will be showing you how to transform your mindset to program it for success, how to maximize your money vibrations, and how to redesign your business for ultimate financial and time freedom. You know you are meant to live an epic life. Now it's time to claim it. Hi ladies, Happy New Year, Happy Christmas. I hope you had an amazing time with your family and you are feeling fully refreshed for the new year ahead. I obviously have a lot of children. I have 5. So Christmas for me was it was just lovely, especially with the baby. It was her first Christmas. It was pretty hectic. We had lots going on, lots of activities and places. We went to a backyard cinema, which was amazing. We had family over for Christmas dinner, which was lovely. Ironically, everybody comes to me, and yet I am the worst cook, I have to say. But they didn't seem to mind, so that was good. And it was just lovely. I really took most of December off to reset and recharge, but also be able to be in the moment and present with my children. I didn't want to still be, trying to answer emails or keep on top of funnels or things that I put in place that I then needed to maintain. So I really made it easy on myself for December, scaled everything back. And I'd love to invite you to do the same, actually. If you're a business owner, it's being mindful of those times of the year where it's pointless, it's counterproductive. Are there months of the year, particularly, if you're a person that really thrives in the warm weather, but you love to travel, there's probably no point in building yourself a 12-month plan that's got loads of activity happening during those summer months when you're going to want to be outside and doing things. And for me, December is the time where I really like to reflect, retreat, spend time with the kids, really look through what's worked well over the year, what hasn't, and then get ready for the year ahead, really. So I would definitely invite you to do the same. August is also another one for me because all the children are off school and we love to travel as a family. So there's really no point me trying to build and I wouldn't want to. I mean, what's the point in having a business if you are still in that state of being busy and having things to do, when this is kind of why you get your own business, isn't it? So that you can have freedom and not have to do these things when you don't want to. And your business has to serve you, as I always say. So yeah, August is another month that I will be taking off this year. Doesn't mean that we need to scale back or stop entirely. As long as you've got systems and a support team in place, you can continue on as regardless, but you don't have to be the person that's doing it. So that's super exciting. So what I wanted to share with you today, and I just felt called to again, is just a few tips and commandments actually that I kind of put together. I'm trying to think what the best word for them was, like commandments, mantras, words to live by, list of values that I think are super important as a coach that I would love to, really get out there and encourage other women to embrace. So I've got a list. I think it's about 9 actually, which wasn't very clever of me. I should have just added one more and then it could have been my 10 commandments, which would have been amazing. But I don't have that. So I've just got 9 that I wanted to share with you today, because I know if you always do what you always did, you will always get what you always got. And whatever you have put in place to get you to this level of success, whatever container you have right now, is not going to get you to the next level of success. It's not going to be the same container that's going to get you to the next level. So, and that's something that I feel really, really important. I'm really passionate about. It's about identifying every year, every month, when you're looking to goal set and bring in new abundance. It's really taking a moment before you want to welcome something new into your life, even if it's bringing in a new partner, if it's welcoming in better health. Something else has to give. You can't keep adding things into like stuffing things in corners. It's like when people come around to your house, you're trying to like put everything into drawers, into cupboards and stuff it away. That's not how it works in life. We need to clear space. We need to make room for the new things that we want to bring in. So for me, definitely this year, you know, everything that I've done, you know, consistently day in, day out, my thought process, my habits, my successes, my routines have only got me to a certain point of success. When I look at the next year ahead, it's all about, okay, how do I get to the next level? And it's not always a money goal. It could be, you know, more passion projects for me, more time to myself, better self-care, more time with the kids, like whatever that looks like for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be a linear approach to the next step, but it's just about when you know, our souls are here to expand and grow. We aren't designed to, and I believe the purpose of life is not to stay the same every year and repeat it. It's to, you know, what is my next level of growth, whether that be spiritually, financially, emotionally, psychologically. It could be any of those things that really are going to get you to a more expansive state, to a better version of you, a more seasoned, more wiser version of you, a more fulfilled version of you. Like, I always believe that that is the goal in life. It's just to be where you can be and to continue to grow. So again, as I said, I was very aware at starting this year that I couldn't get to my next level of growth and balance and fulfillment doing exactly the same things as what I was doing last year, because that only got me to a certain point last year. And also, obviously, I'm wiser and I've got, you know, a slightly different perspective on certain things. I've learned a few things. So this is what kind of drove me to write these commandments. They're almost like my values that I'm really going to hold myself accountable to this year. And I'm going to put them somewhere super visible. So I'm going to print them, put them in a frame, keep them on my desk, put them on your vision board. So you're just holding yourself accountable essentially to the things that you know are important. And this is all about the compound effect, ladies. So it's all about, if I just bear these things in mind every single day, and whenever I'm making decisions, whenever I'm making choices, whenever I'm choosing how to spend my time, or, you know, what friends I let into my world, what opportunities I take in business, if I keep at the forefront of my mind these values, then by the time you get to the end of year, you are going to be in a completely different place to where you are now. So I would love to start with the first one, which is being true to your values and do what feels good to you. Now, this to me is just paramount in all things in life. And I do believe, I am a very spiritual person. I do believe that we are souls have very individual purposes. That's what makes us uniquely you. We'll all have certain values that just, you know, hit harder than others. You know, we've all got common goals and values and beliefs and that sort of thing as a society, absolutely. But there'll be things that are really personal to you based on your experience and the things that you've been through in life that drive you more than they would drive other people. And as a soul, it's about being uniquely you, but also in business. I think I always coach my clients specifically when we're looking around in the marketplace and we feel like we need to be like everybody else, and oh my God, this person's doing that thing, that person's doing that thing. I really invite you to look inwards and just think, if that doesn't resonate with you, if that doesn't feel good to you, if that isn't playing to your strengths, your passions, your excitement, that's not how you would do it, then you have to listen to that. You have to be true to yourself, because you will find it much easier to convert a product, to commit to a goal, to make those changes if it's something that's really aligned with you personally and really is in keeping with everything that makes you uniquely you. So definitely that's something this year I veered off that path a little bit this year, and one of the things that I've committed to doing is not making decisions from a place of fear. And the self-development journey is never ending, by the way. I mean, I'm probably 20 years into my journey now, and with every new level of you requires a new level of self-belief. It requires, so they say, new level leads new devil. There'll always be another thing that pops up. So as you become more empowered, more aware, your subconscious will start releasing you know, limiting beliefs that you weren't consciously aware of before, because it knows that you're in a more empowered place, that you would be in a better position to start dealing with this thing that perhaps before you weren't. So all of these things will start coming up, and that's just the journey and the growth and the process. And what makes life exciting is that we're not a finished article at any point. The work is always there to be done, and we will always continue to grow and expand. So and I definitely last year made a few decisions from a place of fear and place of should, as opposed to want to. So I'm instantly, as soon as I made those decisions, because I'm super spiritual now, I was able to course correct really quickly, because it just didn't feel right instantly. And you know, it's just got that unsettling feeling, and that like, oh yeah, I don't think I should have said yes to that. Actually, I don't think I can take that on. Actually, I don't think I'd want to see that through to the end. Actually, I don't think I want to put my name to that. Actually, I don't really want to spend more time with this thing, that person, this energy. And I knew pretty quickly, thankfully, because I have been doing this work, that it wasn't right for me, and I was able to course correct really quickly. So I would definitely invite you to take on board that this year, when you are thinking about what you want to do, just leaning in and listening to your soul. Does it feel good to me? Does it take me closer to my goals? Does it light me up? Does it excite me? If I take on this project and I'm spending time with this person, is it going to make me feel amazing? If not, then don't do it. The next one is around prioritizing your dreams and goals. And again, this is something I feel really passionately about as women, and particularly for me as a mother. I am such a nurturer and a caregiver, and it's probably the same for women that are in those heart-led businesses as well. We want to give all the time to everybody, but sometimes that can come at the detriment to your dreams and goals. And again, as a spiritual being, we are here to fulfill our own potential, and in not honoring your dreams and goals, then it will be festering away, because that's essentially what your soul's purpose and calling is. And if you're not in alignment with that, and you're not giving yourself permission to do those things, then it will affect you adversely in some way, whether that be through your health, through your sanity, through your general happiness and well-being. As much as we can say it's okay, I've got kids, I've got young kids, I don't need to, like, I'll just do this and play small and be over here and not bother anybody, and I'll just do the washing and this and that. There will be some part of you that is like, no, don't do it. We haven't done any of these things. And that's where that conflict can come, where you feel an inner struggle, where you feel like a real unsettling feeling. You just can't find peace or happiness. It's because you're denying yourself something you actually want. So this for me is something super important this year. I've got a lot of dreams and goals that maybe at certain points in my life I wasn't in a position to really go all in on from a practical sense. Definitely when I was younger, I was very financially independent from a young age. So I didn't even live at home with a parent from probably like 13, 14. I lived with family members. And obviously, and then by the age of 16, I actually lived with a friend and her family. So obviously, my childhood was quite turbulent. We could do a whole episode just on that, but I never had the luxury of, and it felt like a luxury at the time, of really giving myself time and space to identify what it is that I wanted. I was always an academic child. Like, I really loved to learn. I loved to read. I loved to feel, empowered in some way, and to know things about things. I always knew the world was bigger than me and my immediate environment. I always knew that at a soul level. So I would have loved to have gone to college, to university, and been able to immerse myself in that world, so that I could have really matured and figured out what it is that I wanted to do with myself at that age. But I just didn't have that luxury. I was having to pay rent. I was paying working two jobs, before I'd even finished school. Even on my exams, actually, the day that I did my exams at school, the owner of the business that I was working for literally picked me up in the morning at 5 o'clock. We went to work, started my shift, and then he had to drop me back to my school to do my exams, waited for me to finish, and then I went back to work. That was the reality of my situation. So to say at that point, prioritize your dreams and goals, it wasn't practical. And I've also been in, anybody that's followed my journey will know that I've been in very toxic relationships, and even in my adult years, where I've been in survival mode essentially. And I felt like a lot of my life had been in that mode where I was just trying to get by, get financially secure, get stable. And it wasn't until, there were other points where there was like a break in that chaos where I could actually prioritize myself and my dreams. So it was quite funny actually. I remember going back to university in my mid-20s and actually graduating from my HR degree as hang on, like 6 months pregnant. I'm just trying to think what age I would have been. So I was 6 months pregnant with my second daughter, and they wouldn't even let me cross the stage in heels because they were so worried about the risk assessment element of it. So I had to go across barefoot and pregnant. So it was quite a funny sight with my gown and hat and everything else. I was absolutely huge. But it was such just a full circle moment for me. It meant the world, and the sacrifices that I made to get that degree were insane. So literally when I started it was a 4 or 5 year degree, I think, because it was part-time. I was a single parent with my first daughter. I was commuting halfway up and down the country 3 days a week and working full time. So I actually used to have to take my baby at the time, Emily, who's 11 now, to my sister's house so I could sleep on her sofa. The baby could sleep in a travel cot. I could leave my house at 5, or her house, sorry, at 5 in the morning, drive to work, which was like 2 hours away, do my full day's work, and then go to university in the evening. I would then have to drive back from there another 2 hours back to her house. So I wouldn't get home till nearly 11 o'clock at night, and do that 2 or 3 times a week. I wouldn't be with my baby, which was just heartbreaking to me because I'd really battled with fertility to have her. But for me, everything that I did was symbolizing a better life for us. If I could get this degree, if I could get this qualification, it would really put me in good standing with my career. It would mean that I'd earn more money. It would mean that equally I would be able to fulfill this longing in me to have this knowledge and have this confidence in myself, and all the things. So in a roundabout way, although I did it against a lot of adversity and through a lot of personal challenge, I really made that a priority. I could have let these things get in my way and say like, oh, I can't possibly. And I'm lucky that I have the support of my sister at that time. I don't have any of that now. So, sadly, we're estranged. But also, my mum, who was a great support in childcare at one point in my corporate career, sadly passed away. So now I don't have that, and I can understand how that would be a barrier to us women in terms of doing what needs to be done. But do you know what? There are so many other options. So today I have a childminder actually, for my youngest daughter, and it's actually come through an app. But I have to say, the lady that has arrived is just amazing. She's a teacher, she's the loveliest lady. And this is me essentially getting out of my own way. And there is always a way, ladies, to make things happen so that I can live on purpose and with purpose, and fulfill my potential as a coach and live my dream life with my business. There's always a way. So be open to those solutions, think creatively, essentially get out of your own way, prioritize these dreams, and then make them happen. So the next thing would be around setting boundaries and keeping them, because it's very easy to start the beginning of the year and say, right, new year, new me, I'm going to have all of these goals, I'm going to do all of these things, and then they don't happen because people start pushing those boundaries, like I say, making their priorities your priorities, and essentially taking the mick. But what we do when we do that is we're undermining ourselves to our own subconscious brain. We then stop becoming an authority when we say, I'm never taking him back, I'm never doing this, diet starts on Monday, and then we don't do it. Then ultimately our subconscious brain, who drives our willpower and all of these things, starts not even trying to help you with that goal. It's like, oh, she said this last time, who could be bothered? But also boundaries are just so important. You are entitled to have your best life, and somebody else's boundaries shouldn't be impacting that. So you need to, whatever they look like for you, you need to stand up for yourself, ladies, even if that's with your kids. If you've said you're doing something, if you've said this is how it's meant to be, if you stated that intention, then you absolutely need to follow through with that. The next one is be in competition with yourself and collaborate with anybody else. I fully support this 100%. It's one of my core values that I live with, collaboration. Obviously, that's why I have the academy that I do. So it's actually gone through a little rebrand right now, and it's called the Femalepreneur Society. So this is all about providing a safe space for women in business who want to earn money, who want to network, have a community, stay accountable, have some business training and knowledge, send each other referrals, give each other feedback. Like it's all of those things. Collaboration is something that feels really important to me, but also about not setting yourselves an impossible tasks and goals because you feel like you should be, because that's what everybody else is doing. It's about this compound effect of just gradually, like I say, fulfilling your soul's calling, and every year is a level up and gradually getting a better and better version of yourself. So the only person you should be in competition with is yourself yesterday, and that is it, really. Be grateful and expect the best in every situation. I really, again, believe this. It's very easy to get bogged down or like dragged down by the day-to-day drudgery of life. You know, we're bombarded with messages from the news, from the media, from social media, from the radio, when you get in the car, advertising messages telling us we're not enough, we're not good enough, the world is a scary place, you need to buy this thing, you need to do this thing, or everything is awful. And I think it's about finding peace, particularly when you're trying to manifest new goals and new levels of success. It's about having peace with where you are right now, understanding that was part of your journey, being grateful for all of the little things that you have now in your life that will really help you to raise your vibration and attract more things at a higher level into your world. Expect the best in every situation and essentially have that what if mindset. Stop saying yes when you want to say no to please others. This is something I feel super passionate about, particularly as a woman. The amount of times that I would say yes to things that I would absolutely not want to do and then try and cancel at the last minute because I'd be like, oh, I just don't want to do it. I can't bear it. Does that resonate with you? I don't know. But for me, especially, we are just literally conditioned people pleasers as women, whether that's from your children, your partner, your work, society, your parents, your family. Like, literally stop saying it because it just doesn't serve you in any way. You have to listen to your own voice. Surround yourself with good people who light you up. So important in keeping your mindset strong, your vibrations high, your energy high. It will help you manifest quicker, and really let you know what's possible for you. So when you I think I found initially as an entrepreneur, it was such a lonely journey to start with because I was the only one that had really awoken to the possibility of being a business owner. Obviously, I'd come from a corporate background, and all of my friends, you know, we'd grown up together since school. It was very much about find a good job, get married, have some kids, buy your house, like be super sensible and just do those things. So when then I started to think, okay, but actually I've done all of those things and now I don't see my kids, and now I have to ask someone for days off in the year. Now I've capped my earning potential. Now I can't travel. Like, now I can't do these things, and started questioning there must be more to life. That there really started to become like a void, I would say, between me and my immediate circle of friends who just didn't understand me anymore. The box that they put me in, I suddenly didn't fit in anymore. And as an entrepreneur, you always have to step into a more confident self because you're selling yourself, your business. You know, you suddenly have all of these skills, multitasking, prioritizing boundaries, things that, you know, I wasn't available 24/7. I wasn't the girl that would always say yes. I wasn't I was the one that had to become ruthless with my time and my energy. I wasn't going to turn up to every single thing anymore. And suddenly they didn't like that. So and when you have that can be some of the resistance around achieving the next level of success, the next level of goal, if you're surrounded by people like that and it's entirely from a good place. It's not their fault, but it can really hold you back from what it is that you want to do. And obviously we've already decided we're going to prioritize our dreams and our goals. So it makes sense to surround yourself with good people who are essentially on the same journey, who, rather than make you feel bad for wanting to work at a weekend, they inspire you and light you up to do more, be more, have more. I've said before, there's a lot of community in the victim mindset. That's why people love to get together and moan about the weather and the petrol prices and COVID and the economy and the government. There's community in that, there's connection in that. When you're moaning about something and I moan about it too, it makes us connect on a cellular level or on a mindset level. So to be the one that actually says, oh no, actually there's loads of money in the economy, actually I'm really doing really well, da, 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 da. That will separate you from your immediate tribe. So having that community around you that are like, yes girl, like snaps for you, props for you instead, and cheer you on like cheerleaders, that is so important for your success and your happiness, well-being, mindset, and all of the things. So again, why it's so important to me to have the Fempreneur Society is that it's a safe place for women to talk about money and be like, do you know what, I'm not miserable and I'm not broke and I'm not this, I'm going all out this year and I'm doing this, this and this. So obviously, you know, if any of this is resonating with you, I would love to invite you to come and join us. I will put the link in the show notes. The next thing is to actively look at ways to grow yourself and your finances, even if they're scary. We should always be doing this, ladies. I feel really passionately about being financially independent and being financially empowered. And for a lot of people, especially heart-led coaches that I speak to, they're like, oh, I don't need loads of money. And let's call BS on that, because we absolutely do need money. Even if it's, I've got a charity and I really want to help them. Like at Christmas, there was a charity that a friend was donating to. It's a children's charity, and well, it was a women's refuge, but it was for the children essentially that are in those refuges over Christmas. And I can say, oh, I'm a good person and I want, you know, I'll send them good wishes and I'll like a button or sign a petition. But actually what made more impact is that I was in a position, because I am financially empowered now, to send £100 worth of toys to that charity, which I worked out about 15 toys. So there'll be 15 children that will get, like, just have a little smile moment this Christmas or last Christmas because of something that I did, because I had money. And admittedly, you know, I wish it was more, but I was also supporting some other charity initiatives this Christmas. Again, it's something I just feel so passionate about. It's about putting your money where your mouth is and being able to follow those things that light you up, being able to have a bigger impact, to be able to go all in on your business. It enables you to have time freedom. You become a job creator, like all of those great things. So whatever it is for you this year. So for me, I am really throwing myself into some training about learning about the stock market. So that's something that's always interested me. I've always invested, but I've always used a broker. So now I'm going to learn it for myself at an even greater level so that I can be more discerning with where my money's going, what kind of companies I'm investing in. So I feel really, you know, passionate about sustainability, and companies that are eco-friendly, also technology, because my children are the future, and I believe, you know, that she will be working at these tech-based companies. So those are the kind of places that I want to invest in, and you should be too, ladies. And then the last thing that I want to kind of encourage you to do is essentially enjoy the journey and have fun. So I do have a goal setting and business planning masterclass next week, which is the 17th of January. Again, I'll pop the links in there for you to join me if you want to really dive into this work at a greater level and to really map it out and get some practical, like, blueprint that you can follow in action steps, to keep you accountable, keep you on track, keep you moving forwards. But ultimately, everything I do as a coach is all about that balance and alignment. So it's about, yes, moving forwards with your money goals, with your business, fulfilling your purpose, your potential, but also, you know, up leveling your house, your well-being, your health, your mindset, your happiness, the memories that you make with your kids. It's about having that holistic approach and enjoying the journey, and remembering God, I can't speak today. Remembering that your business is here to serve you and not the other way around. So whatever that looks like to you, you know, if you've been doing your goal setting already, you know, make sure it's got it's got a holistic approach to your life, because no one wants to do really, really well at one thing, but have absolutely no balance, peace, or happiness. So it's about all of those things. But anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed that today. Please let me know if there's anything there that you will really be taking on board. Obviously, you can hop over to my Instagram, the graphics on there, if you want to share. I would love to kind of spread this message. And yeah, I hope you are all having a fantastic start to the new year and really giving yourself grace and space to let go of everything that didn't serve you last year, to allow your soul to grow into this year. And yeah, I will speak to you on the next episode. If you have any details, want to reach out, want to connect, have any questions, then please come and find me on Instagram. I'm the Femalpreneur Coach, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode. It's been amazing to share this time with you, and I feel honoured to be part of your journey. If you've loved what you've heard, had an aha moment, or found value in this episode, then please do like, comment and share. I would love to connect with you on Instagram and Facebook, so come and find me, and I look forward to helping you build your epic life.